Imagine it's Christmas morning in 1975. Picture yourself tearing through wrapping paper with excitement to find the Beano Annual, a cherished, thick hardback book with the mischievous Dennis the Menace grinning widely from the cover. You eagerly open it to the first page, carefully write your name in the designated box, and find yourself lost in its pages for the rest of the day. Your parents had paid just 75 pence for it, but here's an intriguing thought. That very Christmas, a single pound note was a gateway to other equally enchanting treasures. It could buy you a Star Wars action figure, still mounted on its card, a whole fleet of Matchbox cars, or even a vinyl single from the music charts. Back in the 1970s, £1 wasn't just currency. It was a source of empowerment and possibilities. For children of that era, weekly pocket money was around 10 to 20 pence, so saving up a whole pound took patience and perseverance over several months. But finally holding that big green note, which you could conveniently fold twice, was like holding a key that unlocked numerous opportunities. Stores like Woolworths and local shops, along with the much-revered Argos catalogue, fondly dubbed the Book of Dreams by many mums, beckoned with charm and possibility. Let's take a moment to transport ourselves back to a time when Christmas wasn't about swiping credit cards, to when a pound could buy you memories that would be cherished for a lifetime. Here's a list of 15 unforgettable gifts a single pound could get you in 1970s Britain. When Palitoy introduced Star Wars action figures to the UK in 1978, children everywhere were captivated. The lineup included iconic characters like Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Darth Vader, and the Stormtroopers. These standard 3 3/4-inch figures were prominently displayed on shop shelves, each priced at 99 pence. Some retailers would even round up to £1. Just contemplate that, owning a piece of the monumental film phenomenon for just £1. Each figure featured a cardboard backing adorned with the distinct Palitoy logo, and you could see the figure through the transparent plastic bubble. Often, you'd find a lightsaber snugly placed beside it, and a blaster intricately molded from grey plastic. Kids would save diligently for weeks, mark these figures in catalogues, and plead with fervour. When Christmas morning finally came and a Star Wars figure awaited under the tree, it was more than just a toy. It was tangible proof that dreams could indeed come true. Presently, a mint-condition carded 1978 Luke Skywalker might fetch anywhere from £300 to £500, while an original Boba Fett can command thousands. But back in 1978, your trusty quid was more than sufficient. In playgrounds, Matchbox superfast cars were king. Introduced in 1969 to rival Hot Wheels, these charming metal cars with their frictionless wheels delighted as they zoomed across bedroom floors and school desks. They were priced between 22 and 35 pence each, meaning for a single pound, you wouldn't just acquire one car, but a whole fleet, 3, maybe even 4, depending on the model. You'd exit a place like Woolworths clutching a small paper bag filled with vibrant metallic purple racers, lime green sports cars, and brilliant orange fire engines. The paint gleamed, the wheels spun effortlessly, and the snug little boxes they came in emitted a satisfying rattle when shaken. Boys exchanged them like a form of currency. A rare model could easily be traded for 3 common ones. If you were fortunate enough to own the coveted carry case, a yellow plastic briefcase with slots for 48 cars, you were esteemed as playground royalty. Today, vintage Matchbox cars in good condition can fetch anywhere from £20 to £50, or even £100 for those super rare models, yet back then, you could easily acquire 4 of them for less than the cost of a Mars bar today. Airfix kits, meanwhile, were a test of patience and skill. The Series 1 kits, known for their small, bagged models with distinct paper header cards, were a delight for young hobbyists. They were priced quite affordably, typically between 25 and 35 pence, making them accessible for almost any eager enthusiast with a little pocket money. These kits featured iconic aircraft such as Spitfires, Messerschmitts, and Hurricanes. Each model came neatly packaged in a clear plastic bag, allowing the buyer to view the collection of parts, already separated and ready for assembly. Inside, one would find the carefully folded instructions, guiding you through the intricate process of bringing these miniature planes to life. A crisp £1 note could often fetch you 3 of these kits, and on a good day at a bustling market stall, you might even negotiate your way to 4. Those Saturday afternoons were sacred, dedicated to transforming your kitchen table into a makeshift workshop. Tubes of polystyrene cement lay scattered across the table, their distinctive scent wafting through the room and mixing with the focused energy of the task at hand. Concentration was key, your tongue instinctively sticking out as you painstakingly tried to fit the minuscule landing gear into its precise position. The challenges were many. The glue seemed to take an eternity to set, the decals had a stubborn tendency to wrinkle, and it wasn't uncommon to find yourself temporarily bonded to the model, with fingers accidentally glued together. Yet, despite these obstacles, the sense of accomplishment was palpable. When you finally raised that completed Spitfire, meticulously painted in muted greens and browns, a wave of satisfaction washed over you. You had created something tangible, something that demanded patience and precision, skills you were quietly honing without even realizing it. In today's market, these vintage Airfix kits, especially those in their original packaging, have become valuable collectibles, often selling for £30 or more. But back in those days, they were the essence of pocket money projects, simple, yet deeply rewarding ventures that filled weekends with joy and learning. Clackers brought a whirlwind of excitement during their heyday. These toys, comprising 2 robust acrylic balls tethered by a cord with a plastic grip nestled in the center, were a spectacle of chaos and noise. The challenge for children was to swing them with just the right force and rhythm to achieve the satisfying clack sound both above and below their hand. The result was an echoing cacophony that reverberated through both playgrounds and living rooms, reminiscent of a series of sharp, explosive sounds. Priced conveniently between 50 to 75 pence, they fit perfectly within a child's modest £1 weekly allowance. In the early 70s, they were a ubiquitous presence, with kids everywhere mastering the precise rhythm required to achieve a seamless clack, 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 clack. The faster and more proficient one became, the more impressive the spectacle. However, the exhilaration of the clackers came with a gritty edge. Instead of merely producing rhythmic sounds, the acrylic balls often shattered unexpectedly, sending shards flying in every direction. In response, schools categorically prohibited them, and concerned parents would conceal them from their children. By the mid-70s, clackers were largely removed from the market, but not before leaving their mark as the ultimate, albeit dangerous, Christmas gift of their time. Collectors today might pay between £20 to £40 on eBay for a taste of this thrilling past, often motivated by nostalgia for the times that earned them more than a few bruises. Top Trumps revolutionized how children engaged with play, transforming it into a strategic jewel of statistics. Debuting in the UK around 1977, these decks of cards featured a diverse array of themes, from powerful cars and military tanks to soaring planes and fearsome horror monsters. On each card were stats like top speed, horsepower, wingspan, or even a monster's terror rating. Priced around £50 to £60 per deck, they offered an accessible and affordable means of entertainment. The game was straightforward yet incredibly engaging. Players would shuffle their deck, deal the cards evenly, and take turns calling out their highest ranking statistic, hoping their Porsche 911 speed would outmatch their opponent's Ford Escort, thus winning the card. Each round stoked debates about whether acceleration was more significant than the number of engine cylinders, or whether a Spitfire's firepower outclassed the Lancaster bomber's load capacity. Typically stashed in a lad's coat pocket, these decks became worn and careworn, evidence of their role in countless fiercely contested playground battles. A single pack of Top Trumps could be bought for £1, leaving just enough change for a small treat, and today, vintage decks in pristine condition fetch between £10 and £30. While these cards were just simple printed sheets back then, they transformed recessed times into captivating skirmishes. Meanwhile, the Beano Annual carved its presence in family Christmas traditions. Without fail, every year, this hardback book found its way beneath the Christmas tree, filled to the brim with comic strips featuring beloved characters like Dennis the Menace, Minnie the Minx, the Bash Street Kids, and Roger the Dodger. It emanated the irresistible aroma of newly printed pages, and a fresh copy would cost between £60 and £85. On the inside cover, there was always a personal touch, a box to inscribe one's name, often with the year added quickly. Engaging with this annual meant hours of entertainment, diving back into the same amusing stories repeatedly, laughing anew at familiar jokes. The Beano Annual might not have sparkled with modern electronics or innovations, but its consistency was its charm. Every Christmas morning, it awaited eagerly. For collectors, these annuals from the 70s could now range in value from £5 to £15, but the priceless experience of discovering one under the tree is what truly lingered in memories. Lastly, the allure of the 7-inch vinyl singles can't be overlooked. Their magic was palpable in the 1970s. At a cost of between £45 and £75, these records were a treasured find, with enough pocket money left over from a £1 allowance to still purchase a satisfying sweet treat. Imagine receiving Slade's Merry Christmas Everybody on Christmas Day in 1973, a chart-topping single available for about 50 pence. The excitement of unwrapping it, placing it on the turntable, and hearing those energetic beats fill the room made for unforgettable holiday memories. Imagine the thrill as you approach the record player, carefully pulling the vinyl disc out of its delicate paper sleeve. These weren't just records, they were treasures, and the process of setting one up was an art in itself. You gently place the disc on the turntable, handling it as if it were made of thin glass. As you lowered the needle, it arrived with a gentle crackle, signaling the anticipation of the music about to unfold. The sound was uniquely yours, a world you crafted by selecting each piece of music, a reflection of your taste and personality. Back then, singles were housed in simple, thin paper sleeves marked by the record label's emblem, a straightforward yet exciting package. Occasionally, if fortune smiled, you'd land a picture sleeve, offering a visual treat alongside the auditory delight. You became the curator of your own musical anthology, stacking these records beside the player like building blocks of your personal soundtrack, one melody at a time. The satisfaction was immense, knowing that for less than £1, you essentially held the popular charts in your hands, songs that resonated with the era and stirred your soul. Fast forward to today, and those singles from the 70s, if preserved in good condition, fetch prices between £5 and £20, with some extraordinary and rare ones climbing to hundreds of pounds, a testament to their enduring allure and the nostalgia they evoke. In a parallel fashion, the Cadbury selection boxes were a much-anticipated hallmark of Christmas, a festival compacted into a singular, enticing box. Unlike today's iterations with their plastic trays, back then, the boxes were made of cardboard, exuding a rustic charm. You could shake these boxes and hear a delightful rattle, the sound of the chocolate bars dancing inside, creating a symphony of anticipation. They were priced between £40 and £65 in stocking-sized formats, offering each recipient an affordable indulgence of Yuletide delight. Inside, an assortment of chocolates awaited, the beloved Curly Wurly, a fudge bar, perhaps a Crunchie, a bite-sized dairy milk, and a few buttons, each individually wrapped, each a token of joy. These were more than just sweets. They were little parcels of happiness, each unwrapped revealing a sweet escape, a world of flavor to explore and cherish. During the Christmas holidays, you'd savor the indulgence of a selection box by rationing the treats throughout the week. The anticipation of enjoying one bar a day added to the festive spirit, and on those days when you felt a little daring, you might indulge in two. What made it truly special was the array of chocolates you'd discover within, each day offering a new surprise instead of a monotonous experience. Finishing the last piece, typically in January, left you with a bittersweet mix of satisfaction and longing for more. Nowadays, these selection boxes are priced between £3 and £5, a shift from the past when they cost £40 due to cheaper chocolate prices, making Christmas feel longer and more magical. In the nostalgia-tinged days of the playground, marbles were the ultimate currency among children. For between £25 and £50, you could acquire a large bag of marbles, complete with a handy net at the top for easy transport. Inside, there was a dazzling variety, from the vibrant cat's eyes with their swirling colors trapped inside to the solid, reassuring weight of the oilies, and that prized possession, the tolly, the larger shooter marble that you carefully aim to knock others out of the chalk-drawn circle. Break times transformed into intense competitions, with each player contributing 3 marbles to the circle. Flicking your tolly with precision could win you a plethora of marbles, leading the best players to amass impressive collections, often stored in containers like old tobacco tins or velvet crown royal bags. Trading rare marbles, such as a pearly white cat's eye, was a strategic exchange akin to trading stocks, where such a marble could fetch you 5 standard ones. With £1 in hand, 2 bags could be yours, often leaving you with change, proving that marbles were much more than mere toys. They were a badge of honor and social currency. The world of creative play was equally captivating with spirograph refill sets, affordable at prices between £60 and £80, while the complete large sets were more extravagant, exceeding £2. For children who already possessed the main spirograph kit, these refill sets were ideal for continued artistic exploration. Each creation began by securing the plastic wheel to paper with a tiny brass pin, then selecting a pen and slotting it into one of the wheel's holes. As you carefully turned the wheel, it would generate mesmerizing geometric patterns, intricate shapes weaving into each other with hypnotic precision. Despite the occasional ink smudging or slipping wheel, and the frustrating moments of paper tearing, the culmination of a perfect design evoked immense pride. Such achievements often ended displayed on the fridge as artworks. Today, these vintage spirograph sets fetch between £20 and £50, but back then, refills prolonged the joy of creation for months on end. There was also the delightful cacophony of a giant Smarties tube, Not just any small box but the large cardboard one complete with a plastic lid. Priced between £20 and £30, these tubes doubled as musical instruments, a maraca-like rattle accompanying the treat. Each lid printed with a letter of the alphabet added another layer of excitement, becoming collectible items among school children. With an entire alphabet to build, the trading ground was set. Got any doubles? Need nah. Successfully completing the alphabet was a triumph in itself, the chocolate secondary to the joy of collecting lids, hearing the rattle, and engaging in the ritual. For just £1, purchasing 3 or 4 tubes was possible, leaving you with extra change. The same lids, once only the tops of sweet tubes, now sell as individual pieces on platforms like eBay, fetching £1 each, with higher prices for rarer letters. Lastly, when it came to toys, Action Man accessories were the true treasures. While the full Action Man figure would set you back about £3.50 or more, it was these accessories that were the sought-after treasure trove. They allowed your imagination to soar, equipping your Action Man for all sorts of adventures that were limited only by your creativity, transforming an ordinary playtime into epic tales of heroism. Back in the heyday of action figures and doll collections, the true magic lay in the accessories that accompanied these beloved toys. Equipment sets and small carded accessories were the real treasures, priced between £35 and £75. Imagine a small arms set, complete with a realistic-looking stem gun, grenades for make-believe battles, and a sturdy belt to carry them all. A field cap added a touch of authenticity, while a map case brought an element of strategic planning to playtime. For the most daring of missions, a grappling hook could elevate the adventure to new heights. Each accessory was neatly presented on a card, encased in a clear plastic bubble that showcased the miniaturized marvels within. These items transformed your Action Man from a simple figure into a versatile and realistic character. Suddenly, he was more than a doll. He was a soldier ready for combat, a spy on a secret mission, or an adventurer exploring uncharted territories. Hours would fly by as you meticulously kitted him out, swapping gear and devising elaborate missions on the bedroom floor. The allure of expanding this miniature world couldn't be underestimated. For just £1, one accessory set could make you feel as though you'd vastly enriched your universe. Fast forward to today, and these carded Action Man accessories have become collectibles, often fetching prices between £10 and £30. However, back then, they were simply part and parcel of the imaginative playtime experience. A parallel world existed for Cindy dolls, where fashion was the ultimate game. The full Cindy doll, at a price of £3.99, was a steep investment for the average kid saving up pocket money. Yet, the true excitement lay in the mix and match fashion packs. Priced similarly to the Action Man sets at £35 to £75, these packs offered an array of fashionable items: shoes that could complete a new look, trendy bags, luxurious scarves, and sparkling jewelry that added a touch of glam. Girls would diligently save, purchase a pack, and with it, completely transform their Cindy, refreshing her wardrobe and story with each new addition. New shoes, new bag, new look. The excitement of transforming Cindy with just a few new accessories was unmatched. These accessories, neatly packaged on a cardboard backing and sealed in plastic, were a perfect fit for Cindy's petite hands and feet. They provided a refreshing update to her wardrobe without the need for an entirely new doll. For just £1, you could purchase one of these packs and give Cindy a complete makeover, transforming her look with the latest fashions. Fast forward to today, and those vintage Cindy accessories, when still in their original packaging, have become collector's items, fetching prices between £5 and £20. However, back then, these items were simply another avenue for imaginative play. Speaking of nostalgia, how could we forget the humble balsa wood gliders? Encased in thin paper sleeves with an enticing image of a plane emblazoned on the front, these gliders captured the essence of summer adventure. Inside, you'd find a sheet of balsa wood with the wings, body, and tail carefully pre-cut, each piece just waiting to be pushed out and assembled. With a gentle push and a careful fit, the wings would slide through the body, and the red plastic nose weight would click into place. You'd step outside, wind up your arm, and launch. For a fleeting 3 seconds, the glider would soar gracefully before either plummeting to the earth or finding a temporary perch on the garage roof. They were fragile, with wings that snapped and tails that bent, but at just 10 to 20 pence each, their fragility didn't matter. For £1, you could amass a fleet of 5, ensuring an entire afternoon filled with launches and laughter. Today, these vintage balsa gliders, pristine in their original packaging, can sell for £5 to £10. Yet in their heyday, They were simply 20 pence of unhindered joy. Then there were the Tomy Waterfall Ring Toss games, compact rectangles of plastic filled with water and bedeviling challenge. These innocuous toys, costing between 80 and 99 pence, required no batteries, no screens, just the simple principles of physics and an abundance of patience. Pressing the button would send the water swirling inside, your goal being to deftly land the tiny plastic rings onto protruding posts. Hours could be spent pressing that button, your eyes tracking the gentle drift of the rings as they stubbornly resisted their destination. And then, finally, a triumph. A single ring would settle on its post, a moment of pure, unadulterated victory. These games were sold at every newsagent, readily available in a box near the till, each offering a unique theme or colour but always posing the same addictive challenge. For £1, you acquired a game that promised hours of engagement, a perfect companion for a rainy day. Nowadays, vintage Tomy water games go for £10 to £20, but back in their prime, they served as the perfect diversion. So, what does